This is Actualize Freedom, straight talk on growing clicks and conversions on Amazon FBA from people doing it every day. Now here's your host, digital marketing acrobat, Danny Kenji Carlson.
So, Michelle Smith, welcome to the podcast. Maybe let's just start out with a little bit of an intro of how you got to be the messenger marketing expert. It's a very specific niche here, and I think a lot of people don't even know what that means. So maybe just start off by telling us, how did you become the messenger marketing guru?
Yeah, it's been a winding road, right? I think we all have kind of our own stories on how we get to where we're going, but yeah, I've been doing marketing for almost 20 years, and I started off in corporate high tech, and then about 7 years ago, I started my own digital marketing agency, and about early 2017, I saw my first messenger bot type of experience, and I was like, this is sexy stuff. This is really, this is really cool. It's frictionless. It's easy to get subscribers. And I could see that it was really quickly going to, take off because everybody loves communicating with, each other in Messenger. It makes it very easy to contact people. And so I knew that with engagement rates on email being so low and having to build massive email lists just to get a little bit of traction, I knew that Messenger was going to be the new hot thing. So I've been using Messenger since early 2017, kind of one of the first, early stage adopters. And then I started working with Amazon sellers late, kind of September, October is when I started getting kind of my first clients in the space. And it was really interesting because obviously as Amazon sellers, I'm not an Amazon seller, just a marketing, my superpower is marketing strategy. And so I could see how Amazon sellers were struggling with, trying to get traction in their space. And so over the last 2 years, really just been kind of fine-tuning the process of that strategy of using messenger chatbots to, for Amazon sellers to be able to kind of essentially do what it is that they want to do. And I'm kind of like the best kept secret of the guru levels. People are like, well, where have you been for the last 2 years? And I'm like, well, I've been in hiding, like they just, all the gurus just kind of passed me around amongst themselves. And now I've emerged out into the open where I'm like, all right, people, let's talk about chatbots. Let's talk about how you can do this for real and not just one-off, but really build something big and powerful with messenger chatbots and your brands.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people can understand, they use Facebook Messenger and WhatsApp and stuff like that every day to talk to their friends and reach out to people. But a lot of people, I don't think, really understand how building a messenger list works. So can you just give us a quick explanation just for the real beginners who don't know anything about messenger chatbots? How does that work, building a list on there as opposed to just chatting with your friends on Messenger?
Right, totally. So when you're building a list, so it's really similar to email in the sense that you have to have something to kind of bring people in as subscribers. So just like with email, where you might set up a landing page or some sort of offer to get people to opt in, with their name and their email address. With Messenger, you're still going to have some sort of magnet to attract them. And my favorite way to grow a subscriber list is with Facebook ads. Facebook and Facebook Messenger, obviously they go very well together. And it's another, advertising avenue for Facebook to be able to monetize. So they make it really easy to run Facebook Messenger ads. And so one of my favorite ways to grow a subscriber base is with some sort of contest, you're trying to win your products. And I love contests that actually feature your products as opposed to, featuring a cruise or some other kind of high ticket item, primarily because if people sign up based on those things, but they don't know who you are, then when you try to message them later about your products or something that you have to offer, they're going to be completely confused. They're going to be like, who are you?
Yeah,
why
what
are
is
you
this
talking
spam?
to me?
It's why are you trying to sell me this supplement? I signed up for a cruise.
Right.
I'm interested in a cruise. Don't give me this Christina Cambogia bullshit.
Right. Totally. Well, how did I get on this list? Right. And you would feel the same way. You would totally feel the same way. You'd be like, somebody sold my information, and you'd block that, you'd mark them as spam, you'd get off that list as quickly as you could. And so you don't want to do that as a seller, because for obvious reasons, you want to build a good rapport with people. Plus you want to attract subscribers who are actually interested in your products, right? So running some sort of giveaway contest. You can also run coupon offers via Facebook ads. So if you're trying to rank a product or trying to sell a product, then you can run Facebook ads that are delivering single-use coupons to subscribers as well, to attract them in and to convert them to customers. So those are two of my favorite ways. Obviously, you can run the full gamut. You can kind of attract people via ebook offers. For the supplement sellers out there, I definitely recommend you can definitely go the straight to product route, but you might want to spend some more time selling more of the information side of why people should care about ashwagandha or apple cider vinegar or whatever it might be, so you can do more of the information marketing to try to attract subscribers, and then on the back end, obviously sell your products as well. So there's lots of different ways to attract subscribers. And with Facebook and Facebook Messenger, it makes it really easy and seamless and frictionless to be able to do so. And I've got lots of examples on my website of just the user experience. And I think that's the sexiest part of all, is that it really is just like click on a button on the Facebook ad, Messenger pops up, and you click on one button inside of the Messenger communication, and boom, you're subscribed. You're not taken to a landing page somewhere else. You're not, having to jump through all of these hoops to get somebody subscribed. It really is this seamless, easy experience for subscribers to join. And what's cool as well is that subscribers, most messenger marketing is so new for most people on Facebook that it's kind of this fun, playful experience for subscribers. They want to play with your bot. That kind of sounds dirty, but I don't mean it like that. They want to interact. They want to guys. Sorry. But they're intrigued by it. They're a little nervous by it. So you want to make it a very seamless and easy experience to get what people signed up for. So if they came for a coupon, you get in that coupon code and onto, Amazon as quickly as possible. You don't want to have them jumping through a bunch of hoops and wondering like, what is this weird thing that people are having me do? Is this a scam? Is this a spam? Like, am I going to end up on some spammers list? There's that barrier to trust a little bit, where people are kind of riding the fine line between being intrigued and not being sure what to think, so you want to build that trust as quickly as possible and give them whatever it is that you promised in your ad, so that they can build that like, oh, okay, I think these guys are cool. And if you're trying to build your email list at the same time, you can build into your initial flows, you can build just simple button clicks to have people click on their email address. And Facebook doesn't give you their email address straight out the gate. They will kind of populate it for you. And then all somebody has to do, if you say, oh, you're almost there, just click your email below to finish the, entering in for our contest or something like that. And it's just so simple and easy. So somebody doesn't have to type in their email. They can just click the button, and we see really good, conversion rates on that. It's not a deterrent. So really you're building both your messenger subscribers and your email list at the same time. It's like a dual asset that you're building. It's super cool.
Yeah, I think you're touching on something really important there. Something I wanted to dive into, like email list versus a ManyChat or a messenger list, right? And I personally think that it's really important to also have an email list, because there's going to be a lot of people who just aren't going to be on Facebook or on Messenger. They can still reach through email. I think it's a good thing as well. But you touched on something really important, which is infrastructure setup. Like, to get someone to opt into your email list, maybe you're going to have a landing page. You're going to have to set up a landing page, and then get a lead magnet, some kind of enticement for them to get on there. Then you're going to have to connect the landing page software with your email list provider. And
right, all these hoops, right? All these hoops for you as a seller, and then all these hoops for the user experience as well. And I think that's what's so awesome about Messenger, is that you really can kill two birds with one stone. You can get people in as a Messenger subscriber, and then as part of that, like step one of getting entered doing your contest, or before you get the coupon, clicking that email, and then automatically having that email address sucked out over into your ESP, your email service provider of choice. My platform of choice for Messenger is ManyChat. and it integrates with MailChimp and HubSpot and ConvertKit. And MailChimp is really cheap and easy to set up. And where it integrates directly with ManyChat, then you don't have to do like a Zapier, wizardry, what I refer to it as. It makes it really easy. So then you can have both your messenger experience and your email experience kind of rolling, have like what I call dual channel, but have kind of like, there's different purposes to email versus messenger.
Totally. And guys, if this sounds way too complicated, just go with Facebook Messenger. Like, it is much easier to get going with that and to get that figured out. Email can be very, very complicated. There's probably more than 100 email service providers out there that you can choose from. So if
they haven't signed up yet, I would go with MailChimp just because it integrates so seamlessly with ManyChat, and then it makes it a really easy setup experience. I would say that, because then you don't have to figure out all the bells and whistles of, more complicated. When you're ready, there are more complicated email service providers that you can look into.
That's a good way of putting it. So let's just dive into more strategy here, specifically for Amazon sellers. So you mentioned a few things with coupons, driving coupons to Amazon. What are like the key 2 or 3 ways that you've seen Amazon sellers using ManyChat? Like, what are the goals that they're trying to achieve? Is it sales on Amazon or increased reviews? What has your experience been with that?
Yeah, so really what it comes down to for the Amazon use case of chatbots is ranking your products, launching new products, harvesting reviews, and then driving revenue, of course. So really what it comes down to is, it's getting harder and harder to win at the Amazon game, right? And a lot of that has to do with the fact that Amazon changes the rules on like almost daily, if not hourly basis, where you're like, okay, something worked last week. Why doesn't it work this week? What's happening? Really what it comes down to for you to win as a brand and as a seller on Amazon, you have to have your own traffic source. You have to have your own audience that's interested in your brand, in your products. Amazon obviously has this amazing, it has all of this search volume, and that's why people want to sell on there. They want to be found and take advantage of, the piece of the pie that Amazon brings to the table in the form of their own traffic. But if you can build your own traffic source and you can have your own audience interested in your products, whether you sell on Amazon or eBay or Walmart.com or on your own website, then you win because you have brand power at that point. So what's cool about starting on Amazon is that you are able to leverage their brand power, because traffic and what we call cold traffic, people on Facebook ads who don't know you, they don't know your brand, they don't know why they should buy from you, and they don't care to buy from you. You're able to leverage the power of Amazon, and the fact that everybody knows, likes, and trusts Amazon, even though you and I both know they shouldn't trust Amazon. Now, like when I'm like doing a search on Amazon on my app, I always of course I read the reviews, but I'm always just like, yeah.
Yeah, we all know how many of those are fake on there, right?
Right. We do, average not so much, but it's just one of those things where as a seller, you really care about, okay, well, you need to focus on building a traffic source that you can then use for a long-term relationship. And that relationship can help you rank your products, run your new product launches, harvest reviews, and then of course drive revenue. So those are my recommendations for most Amazon sellers. Like, what are you trying to accomplish with Amazon? Of course you want to rank your products. Of course you want to launch new products. Of course you want to drive reviews. These are the core things that all Amazon sellers care about.
Yeah, and I think a lot of those are obviously really valuable things to be striving towards. But I think a lot of Amazon sellers who get into the whole space of building email lists, Facebook ads, and ManyChat, they all kind of tied together a little bit, right? A lot of them, they try it out and they don't get the instant results within the first couple of weeks or month or whatever it is. And they say, this is not for me, or this doesn't work, and they give up, right? So in your opinion, What's the kind of time frame to expect from like brand new, I don't have anything set up, to, hey, we're starting to build an audience and we're going to see some results from this?
Yeah. So, I mean, with ManyChat and with Messenger, those are just, I'll just make them synonymous. With Messenger, you really can build, a powerful launch list of like 2,000 to 3,000 subscribers in like a couple weeks. And for less than $1 per subscriber, that's really kind of the sweet spot that we've seen and cultivated in our campaigns. So you're able to start building that audience and building that list really quickly. Now, once you build your audience, there is going to be like a nurture phase. And this is true whether you're building a messenger audience, an email list, a Facebook page, an Instagram following,
or real
like
people in real life, like think about this in real terms. Like you don't just go up to people with a flyer on the street. Like it's 10 times less effective than like making friends with them and like what they like, and then you give them a personal referral. That's kind of like the real lilife equivalent to what we're talking about, right?
It's true. And in old marketing terms, like back in the day of traditional marketing of TV, radio, mail, like direct mail pieces, they used to say that it was like 7 interactions before somebody even will buy something from you. And now with digital marketing, where there's just so much noise all the time, it's like sometimes hundreds of interactions. Now, the beauty of Messenger is that you have these higher level engagement rates. So you have 90% open rates compared to emails like 10, 12% open rate. And, compared to a Facebook like or an Instagram follower, where you're fighting against Facebook's algorithm, where you might show up in somebody's feed less than 0.5% of the time. If you're doing like a boosted post, it might go up to like maybe 20%. When you're investing in whether you should get an Instagram follower or get a Messenger subscriber, invest in that Messenger subscriber, because they will see your content 100% of the time. It will be in their Messenger inbox. So it is a really, when you're building out that marketing presence for your brand, you have to keep in mind that you have these digital giants who are also fighting against your brand at the same time for that engagement. And that's what's so cool about Messenger at this point in time, is that the engagement is so much higher and the value of your investment is so much higher.
Yeah. And so if we were to really break that down for, the people who are analyzing this to see if it would be a good investment of their time and money, you said a couple thousand Messenger subscriber lists within a couple of weeks you can do at about $1 or less per subscriber is the target there. And then the nurture period, how long do you recommend for that nurture period?
Well, you can start presenting offers immediately. Now, it depends, but I would couch this. One of the things that's really important to Facebook, and that therefore should be important to you, is engagement. Now, engagement looks like things like interaction with your bot. So instead of just like shooting offer after offer after offer to your audience, after a while your audience is going to get fatigued by that, right? So something that I recommend is straight out the gate, segmenting your audience, inviting your new subscribers to join either your VIP club, and you're going to invite everybody to your VIP club, or your deal club, or whatever it is you want to call it. And these people are going to be kind of like your core launch list people, and these are the people that you're going to launch your deep discount ranking campaigns to first, your new product launches to first. If you need to do some product testing and offer some rebates along with that, those are going to be kind of your love group and the people that you go to first. Now most of the people are not going to take you up on your VIP offer, and they're going to go into what we call general population. It's kind of like prison term, right? You got the VIPs and you got Gen Pop.
Okay, so before we move on from that, how are you segmenting these people out? It's like, what does this VIP offer look like to you, these people?
Yeah, so after your initial subscriber campaign ends, so say we're doing like a giveaway contest, you're trying to win a suite of products, built into that flow is your winner and loser experience. So the losers are going to get some sort of initial offer of some sort. Hey, sorry you didn't win, but we got this great 50% off offer, click here to get it, that sort of thing. Now, once that flow completes, what I build into my flows is like a day delay and then a VIP invite. And the VIP invite is essentially like, hey, Michelle, we're so happy to have you here on Messenger. We run deals and, hot offers all the time. We only have a few coupons to give out for those. We'd love to notify you when those deals or those new products or those product tester opportunities are live. Are you interested in joining the club? It's free. People say yes, and they're given a tag. They're put in a tag is put on them inside of ManyChat, so it makes it easy to find them for future broadcasts and campaigns. And then everybody else goes into what I call like an indoctrination sequence, which sounds very
Sounds very like medical.
Brainwashing. We're putting them in a brainwashing sequence, but it's an indoctrination sequence. It's kind of similar to what people usually build out in email funnels, but essentially what it is, it's an opportunity to just keep your list warm is essentially what it is. And it's what I call like a 5-week drip campaign where you're layering information with offers over a 5-week period of time. And most of your general population are going to go through that flow. It's not going to be a high conversion experience, but it's just there to keep them, kind of engaged and give them interaction opportunities until you're ready to do something like a product launch or a ranking campaign. And once again, your ranking campaigns and your deep discount offers and your product testing and all those things, they should go to your VIP club first. But then if you need additional velocity, then you have the rest of general population that you can then present the offer to and use for, various kind of use your segments for different things. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I really like what you're doing there too, because you can be more aggressive with the people who have given you permission, saying, hey, yes, I want to see these offers all the time, right? Whereas a lot of the other people, maybe they don't want to see the offers as much. Maybe they need to see more about your brand first, but they're not necessarily going to not be a buyer. Maybe it'll take them 3 months of seeing you before they're like, hey, I'm super down for whatever kind of offer these people throw in front of me. Like one example with my agency, Kenji ROI, a little bit of data that I've dug up recently shows that around 40% of the people who end up purchasing with us have been following us for more than 6 months.
Yeah.
Really long buying, right?
Deep long-term nurture, which, like you said it earlier, a lot of Amazon sellers that I've worked with, they're like, I've built this list. Why are they not buying something immediately? And I'm like, you have forgotten what it means to be a consumer. Like, you've got your Amazon seller hat on. You need to take that off. You need to put your consumer hat on. And remember, like, just because somebody presents you a really killer offer does not mean that they're going to buy from you. So it's really important to, remember and think in terms of like, okay, what does a consumer need from me? Not just thinking in terms of like, okay, me as an Amazon seller, what do I need from this list? But think in terms of, okay, what does my list need from me to be valuable to them? So an example of this is one of my sellers sells board games, and Christmas is his big season, right? Talk about seasonality. That is like his time of year. But all year long, once a week, he plays games with his subscribers live on Facebook. So he'll send out a message, in the morning, like a Thursday morning, say, hey, remember, we're going live tonight. We're playing, the name of his game. And then, later on Thursday, okay, we're live. Join us here on Facebook, where we're playing this together. We're going to interact. We're going to give away some prizes. We're going to have some fun. And then around Thanksgiving, he was like, hey, tonight we're making my mom's famous, mashed potatoes, and we're going to, make this a really fun experience. So he's not just, and of course they're talking about the product. Of course they're demoing it and doing these things, but he's taken it from subscribers to a community, and built people who are super excited and anxious, not just to hear about when the next deal is live, but when is he going live next? When are we talking about the next, the next board game that they're coming out with, and these kinds of fun things. So that's just a great example of how he's giving back to his audience and thinking in terms of like, what do they really need? Another good example of a supplement company that I've worked with, they've done what I call like the consultative sell, where they're really trying to get down to really understanding what it is that people are struggling with and suffering from. We all have aches and pains, or we wish our hair was better, or hair, skin, and nails, or our weight, right? All of these things. And so as subscribers come in, they're asking those subscribers questions and being like, if you could wave a magic wand, what would you change? And the questions that they're asking have only to do with their products. They're not asking like these long questions. They're just asking, what would you improve? Your weight, increase, better sleep, better sex, I don't know, like a variety of things. And then based on what people are struggling with or want to improve in their life, then they go through like a consultative sales experience where they get information about what it is they're struggling with. So you want to improve your sleep. Well, have you heard about how magnesium can really help and increase your sleep receptors right before you go to bed? Here's a cool article. And they didn't even write the article. It's just content aggregation, and then a few days later they're following up. Were you able to check out that article? Was it helpful for you? Here's the link again in case you want to check it out. Also, we have these new magnesium lotions and supplements to help you if you want to try it out. So it's a way of having it be not just like deal, offer, but really helping people to understand the benefits of the product. If you sell cookware, you need to be in the business of recipes, or recipe aggregation. If you sell, give me something else, like, I don't know, hair care, like we want to see a demonstration. We want some how-to.
Yeah, it's like what kind of hair do you have? Do you have, like dry hair, like itchy scalp,
Totally.
like different things, and then they can go through these different flows based on that will probably end with some kind of offer, right? Am I getting
Absolutely. That was one of my very first bots, actually, was a curl quiz, because I was working with a company. They had been on Shark Tank, and I do not have curly hair. I could be in like Bali with you there and my hair would be straight. So I did not understand, but she's like, yeah, there's 9 different types of curly hair. And I'm like, well, how would somebody ever know what their curl type is? So she had this whole map. And so we did this fun interactive quiz. And then based on, obviously the end user's outcome, then we had a how-to, like a demonstration video for the product. And then we sent them off to a specific sales page. Now their products were on Shopify, but you could easily accomplish the same thing on Amazon as well. So there's lots of different ways that you can use the bots, but you have to be thinking in terms of like, okay, how can I help my subscriber to further along in their journey? Not just like, okay, you're new, I have something to sell you. I have something to sell you. I have something to sell you. Like, would you buy from somebody like that? I don't think so. Now your VIP club is different. Those people are like signed up there and are excited and interested in your deals and your offers and all those fun things. And it's not to say that you can't obviously present offers to the rest of your audience, but you want to couch it and position it in such a way that it's part of a larger benefit, as opposed to all I do is present you deal after deal after deal.
Totally. Yeah. And like, if this doesn't get your creative juices flowing, guys, then I don't know what will. But there is one more thing that my audience would kill me if I did not ask you about, because it is maybe the number one, if not the number one, then the number 2 problem that Amazon sellers have is getting reviews. So in your experience, what is the best way to utilize messenger marketing to increase your Amazon reviews?
Okay. So let's back up a second. Let's talk about review harvesting and should you do it, right? So over the weekend, and I just posted about this on my Facebook page, but a big supplement seller just got sued by the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission here in the United States, for fake reviews on their Amazon listing. And Amazon was like, good, do it, because they are sick of the review junket that's going around as well. They're sick of those incentivized reviews and fake reviews and all of that too. So Amazon # does not have your back, and you sellers should probably, I'm sure you already know that. But when it comes to reviews, you have to think in terms of like, okay, like, do I need to win this battle or win the war? Am I willing to win the battle and lose the war? Kind of a thing. In the case of this seller, where they've just been, buying all of these fake reviews and then got hit with a $12 million fine. You know? And I've seen this over and over again with other sellers, not to the extent of getting that fine, but of getting their ASINs blocked for, abnormal review behavior, getting their account suspended, banned. So I tell this story a lot, but last September I was speaking at a conference in New York, and I had to fancy dinner with some fancy sellers, we'll just say that. And one of them was sitting next to me and telling me, oh yeah, I've got this chat bot and I've been sharing it with all my buddies. Got this review hack that I figured out. It's totally black hat, but I just noticed it got my account suspended. My ASIN was blocked, and then my account got suspended, and now I'm trying to figure out how to get back up, and I've lost thousands of dollars a day. And I'm like, dude, yikes.
All too common of a story on Amazon.
Right, exactly. And he's still like telling all of his buddies, hey, you got to try this. And I'm like, you're a jerk. Like, you're getting all your buddies set up for failure. That's not what you want to do. So I mean, bottom line, you got to be careful, right? Can we just like lay that as a foundation? Because what happens so often is the Amazon sellers launch, and then they're desperate for reviews, and then they do stupid things, right? Out of desperation, because they think that's the game that they have to play. Now, I'm not saying you don't need reviews. You do. And there's ways that you can.
Before we move on from that too, it's a lot of people, they see a lot of successful sellers doing it and getting away with it, and they're making a lot of money. But just like Michelle was talking about, that's not sustainable in the long term. And those brands are all right now risking that $12 million lawsuit from the FTC. They're risking their Amazon account suspension. Up to you if you want to play that game. But I mean, I personally would stay well away from that kind of stuff.
Right. And that's why, I spoke at Traffic and Conversion last week in San Diego. It's a massive marketing conference. And I was telling people, there's a lot of sellers who are new, who are trying to get into the space. And I told them, look, if you're trying to get into selling supplements or like wireless accessories, like unless you have $1 million to lose, don't even get into those. Don't even get into those spaces, because it's just such Wild West isn't even the right term for it. It's more nuclear war, I think, going on over there. So for everybody else, I think, a few things that I'm a proponent of. Number one, product inserts. So product inserts are a seamless kind of net that you can put into place that 100% of your Amazon buyers are going to see your product insert, because it's part of the packaging. It's part of, the overall, that they're going to open the product and see it. Now, whether they take advantage of it or not, it depends on the offer. You need to make it a compelling offer to convert people from an Amazon buyer to your brand's subscribe to your messenger bot. What I recommend there is deep discount offers, really, really great like bonuses or warranties or something, a BOGO, something to really capture people's attention. If you sell electronics or anything that can be damaged in shipping or just die over time or get damaged over time, and people are like frustrated, offer a crazy warranty, really, really kind of protect people with like bonus warranties. One of my favorite case studies is a seller who sells like charging cables for your phone, and they just have like a little subscriber card where people can scan the messenger code and get a bonus warranty of 36 months on their product. It doesn't matter if their dog eats their cable, if it gets chewed up by the vacuum cleaner, it doesn't matter if it's your fault that it failed, like you can get that easily replaced, no problems, no questions asked,
I really like that. And so like a messenger scan code, so that's for those who don't know, that's kind of like a QR code where you take out your phone and you scan it, and then you automatically are put into a messenger sequence, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Super sexy. I really like it. You can also mimic that with just like a URL, like a messenger, what we call a messenger reference link URL. And, people just type it in and you tell them like, this will open up Messenger and just click get started, and we'll get you on your way to a free product or whatever. So make it a really compelling offer. Another seller that I've worked with, they do beard care. And some people just don't know how to apply the product. They don't know how to style their beards, so in addition to a really great coupon or a BOGO offer, they also offer styling videos, as part of their, initial opt-in sequence. They're like, hey, here's your coupon code, here's a link where you can go shop on our website. By the way, do you need help? Would you like to watch our styling videos and get, expert tips and tricks on how to use this cool beard comb or scissors or balm or oils or, all of those things. And that is like classic indoctrination sequence, because now people are like getting to know their brand, and it's this like muscly, tattooed, bearded man, and so they're like, oh, give it to me, they're this is like the pinnacle of who they want to be, right? And they've built just a rabid fan base, just from product inserts. They don't even run Facebook ads to acquire subscribers. They all do it from product inserts. Like, how crazy is that? It's just so I'm a huge fan of product inserts. So essentially you're getting people that opt in, whatever they came for, a coupon or a warranty or, informational videos. I don't think videos are a sexy enough offer to get people to join your messenger list. I'd still lead with some sort of discount or something like that.
Yeah. And, but just one more point on that. A lot of the most recent podcast guests that I've had on have talked about these product inserts as one of the main review strategies. And I think the key differentiator between those people, the people who are having a lot of success with their inserts, and the people who are barely getting any opt-ins at all, is the offer. A lot of people think like, product inserts are not working because they've been told to give a 15% discount on, some product they don't want or something like that. Like, let me ask you this: put yourself in your own shoes, and then ask yourself, you get a product insert that says, I'm going to get 15% off my next order. What's the percentage chance that you're going to do anything with that piece of paper except throw it in the garbage? Just like seriously think and put yourself in the shoes as like, would this compel me to, for sure, like it should be enough to be like, oh, wow, okay, for sure. Like I'm going to find my computer right now, because if it doesn't happen right then, it's probably not going to happen. It's going to get thrown away. They're never going to see it again. So it's got to be compelling enough. Like, okay, that's freaking awesome. I want this, and I'm going to do it right now.
Yeah, exactly. And compare that to the flip side of these like review funnels that a lot of sellers are doing, where they're trying to match their Amazon customers on Facebook ads and then retarget them with like really, really great offers. Like, man, I'm seeing people pay $10 to $40 per subscriber for their Amazon customers. And there's not even a guarantee that those people are going to then turn around and leave a review. So, you got to make that offer on the product insert so compelling, just like you said. And then once you have them, then you can follow up with follow-up sequences, and even get to the point of incentivized reviews if you want to. But that is super buried. That is like way down the line, deep into the nurture sequence. And what's even cooler, I think, is the opportunity for upsell and resell. So especially if you sell a consumable like the hair care products, like supplements, like pet meds or different things like that, that after 30 days, they're going to probably need to reorder. So you can build into that follow-up sequence, okay, if they bought this product, that it's a 30-day supply. You're going to reach out to them on day 25 and say, how's your supply running? Like following up and giving them a coupon for a reorder, and starting that process of converting them from an Amazon buyer, just an Amazon buyer, to your brand's buyer, so that they're not just shopping every time they need new ashwagandha pills or whatever it might be that they're there for.
Yeah, that's such a powerful thing. And I mean, this has been a really eye-opening conversation, I think, for most people here, but it's also, we're only just scratching the surface of everything, right? Like it sounds all great what we're saying, but actually the nitty-gritty pieces can get very complicated, right? So I know that you mentioned you have a webinar that goes a lot more into this kind of stuff. And, full disclosure, it is a webinar where, there is an offer for a course afterwards, but Michelle has some really in-depth stuff to learn in this webinar. So if you want to learn maybe a little bit more about it, it would be worth checking out the webinar, whether or not you would want to go check out a course. Is that correct, Michelle?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I give I go deep on I call it the rank and review system for Amazon sellers, where, I go deep on showing you the actual flows. I show you the case studies, the use cases, the step-by-step process that I use for product launches, and going into depth on my two favorite review, my two favorite review hacks. So, I mean, it's definitely, I don't hold anything back. In fact, I've been told by the gurus that they're like, Michelle, you're giving away too much. And I'm like, this is what I do. This is what I know. So come and get it.
I'll confirm that, guys. Like, I watched it on like 2 or 3x speed when I was doing the research for this interview. And it's not one of those bullshit webinars that like, hey, here's 3 tiny pieces of information. And then if you want the rest, you watch the course. Rochelle actually gives like half of a course's worth of information in this webinar. So it's definitely worth checking out. And I don't have any affiliate code for this or anything. I just think it's actually a good resource to check out for you guys.
Thanks, Danny. I appreciate that.
Awesome, Michelle. So it's been super, super great having you on here. This has been one of the more, I know it's going to be one of the meatier ones for our listeners, because everyone wants to know about the off Amazon stuff and how to get reviews and all this stuff. So I know certainly a lot of people will be re-listening to this one. And if people want to reach out to you or check out your webinar, what's the best way for them to do that?
So just go to my website, amzmessengerbotclub.com is the easiest way to do that. If you guys friend me on Facebook, listen, it's just going to be pictures of my kids all the time. So don't be a creeper and friend me on Facebook. Just go to my website, watch my webinar, get on my list, because that's the way to get the actual information that you care the most about. Okay.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on here. And guys, if you want to see the show notes for this episode, as well as any of the links that Michelle mentioned or the resources, then you can go to kenjiroi.com/blog and check out the full post on that there, or on the YouTube. There'll be information on there as well. So thank you once again for coming on, and see you guys next time.
For show notes and resources mentioned in this episode, visit kenjiroi.com.